episodes I've done a pick a card, and this one came to me kind of in an interesting way because I have been learning to play more, and I know that's kind of like what, but basically what's been happening is I've been kind of exploring and getting to know myself more and opening parts of myself that I really closed off. And it has a lot to do with my own spirituality and my own view around it. And releasing these things has taught me how to have more fun with what I consider my spirituality instead of taking it so seriously. And I feel like what I wanted to do for you guys is to learn how to play, but to how to play with your passions, how to become literally more like alive and really enthusiastic. And what this pick a card is about is how to play, like how to break out of the rut, or how to open yourself if you feel blocked to having this fun, to exploring these things. And this is really about diving into the creativity you might feel like you don't even have. Everyone's creativity is different no matter what they choose to create. And I'm hoping, it's my intention for this bigger card, that this can bring clarity, advice, whatever you guys need in order to start embarking on this journey. Because as much as shadow work and all of these things are so important, it's also important to pull out of that and to have fun and to play and to enjoy life. The only way we can really be in the moment is to be enjoying that moment and to be present in it. And then we become so much more aware of things that possibly we pushed away, either out of fear or out of the feeling, excuse me, it's really dry here, but out of the feeling that people will judge us, when in reality, the only thing that matters is that we're happy with what we're doing, as long as, we're not hurting other people. So, that's what I want to use this for. Now, as for the pick a cards and the choices themselves, I wanted to do something a little different. Each of these are an oracle deck, and what they're here for is they're going to be your starting energy. So you're picking what is going to be your energy, as well as these have crystals on them as well. So the first choice is the Star Temple Oracle, and this also has this beautiful amethyst on it as well, if it wants to focus instead of looking at everything in the background. But this right here has tons of rainbows, as well as being smoky on the tip. As you can see, that's smoke on the edge there. But this is just a really beautiful crystal. Now, amethyst in itself, because I wanted to change things around a little bit, because usually I talk about the crystals at the end, but why not talk about it right here? Amethyst is really great for focus, for stepping into this energy of trust, because it connects to our third eye, to our intuition, and our intuition does want to lead us towards play. And having the smoky energy in the amethyst is really about grounding and feeling secure and safe, and removing the negative thoughts and energies that are placed on us, and just allowing them to release, so that way we can actually enjoy life. This also brings a lot of focus, and it brings forward what we really want to do. Like, we focus on what's important to us as opposed to the voices of the outside. Now, and like I said, the Star Temple Oracle is for the first choice energies. Now, for the second choice, we have the Elle Oracle, as well as this Pyrite right here. And this Pyrite also has Hematite inclusions along the back. So it kind of has like a dual energy. Now, with Pyrite and its properties, this is a lot about working with the solar plexus energy. This is about our confidence, this is our creativity, this is also our expression and the feeling of deserving your abundance, of wanting to bring in the prosperity, the wealth, but feeling worthy of this because our confidence is saying, yes, this can come to me because I've worked for it and it is mine and I've pushed myself and done what I need to for this. So I'm going to receive, I'm going to accept it. Having the hematite is very grounding and very cleansing and very protective. So if you have a dream or something you're creating, this is going to be helping you to ground it into reality, for one, but to also protect it and realize that if you put it out, it is safe. Now, the next choice we have is the Dream Oracle, and the crystal of choice for this one is this extremely sparkly, if it wants to pick up, Spirit Quartz. As you can see, this is a very loud and proud crystal. Don't mind my fingers, I was outside. Burning herbs earlier, so like I said, I've been playing and exploring a lot more sides of myself lately. Now, with this Spirit Quartz energy, obviously it's a very spiritual energy, but this is something about bringing confidence and trust and truth to your expression, but it's also the connection to your guides. It's connection to being more open. This in itself is very playful. It reminds me of fairy energy because it's very light. It's also very soothing, it's very calming, and it really helps quiet the mind. This energy is all about being at peace with yourself, your surroundings, and being able to create from a space of harmony, as opposed to feeling rushed or feeling like you don't have time. It's almost like time can stop and allow you to understand yourself better, because time really is a human perception here. Now, our last choice is going to be the Work Your Light Oracle deck, and the crystal for this deck is Grape Agate. As you can see, Grape Agate looks like little grapes. This in itself is like all agates, it's very grounding. It really helps with alignment and being really in tune with the body. It's a very earthy energy. Now, having that purple ties it back to the intuition, the higher chakras, but at the same time, this is making me feel very bubbly. This is like bringing forth that joy that possibly is buried, been long forgotten, really helping things bubble to the surface. It might not always be easy to find it in everything that bubbles up, but at the same time, there's so much joy in catching the bubbles, like how if they're blown out into the wind and you're the child playing and trying to pop them in the air or jump into them, or just have your imagination flowing. It's almost like opening up the seeds that's been blocked and allowing yourself to create with freedom. And having this is also being able to keep building on ideas and realizing you don't have to leave dreams behind in order to create. Even if it seems like you have a lot on your plate, this is prioritizing and realizing what is important. What do you want? And being honest with yourself and expressing these things. Really trusting that what you want to do and what makes you happy is what's meant for you. So, these are the choices. Like I've said, I'll give you guys a little bit to, I guess you could say, stare at them, meditate, pick, or go to the timestamps and pick out what you want to do for your pile. If you're drawn to more than one, there might be more than one message. Whether it's the deck or the crystals, just go off of your intuition and know that there's going to be things that resonate and things that don't. Take the things that resonate to help you grow, and don't judge yourself harshly no matter what comes out, because we're all learning and we're all human. So, I'll give you guys that time. Hello, those of you that chose the Star Temple Oracle or the Amethyst Crystal. This is going to be a reading about learning how to play with your fire. So let's go ahead and get your energies. Okay, for one, this is super cute. Also, your bottom of the deck energy is the Visionary. So, this is awake. With an intuitive perspective, I see the bigger picture. So, having that coming off as your bottom of the deck energy is a very strong energy. Also, the one that kept trying to flip over, that we're going to talk about first before these chilling out over here, is the little star. Now, this straight up says divine, and it says, "My inner child is whole and complete." Now, for a lot of you, obviously this is very straightforward. Inner child wants to play. The best way to play with your fire is to learn how to play in the first place. But the thing is, a lot of you may be ashamed of certain things that happened, and that's why your inner child is coming out and trying to say, start small. You're completely divine and complete how you are, even if things are messy, even if things are chaotic. You are you for a reason. And learning how to play, some of you playing out in nature would be great. Being able to just be out there and not have a care in the world. Gardening. For others of you, there's this thing with light. I don't know if some of you just, like neon lights and things like that. I don't think there's a lot of lights to go see right now at this time of year, but I mean, you may like going and seeing Christmas lights, or just really cool looking things like going to amusement park, which some of you probably haven't been to one in a very long time, and that's something that you really enjoyed young, or something you always wanted to try. There's also this sense of curiosity and really trying to find what you love and dive into that. The best way to do this is have an open mind. Like, take in a whole bunch of information. Take what you feel actually works for you, instead of what other people tell you work for you. This is also you being able to have this love and compassion for yourself while you're learning. Like, you don't have to sit and know every single thing the second you start reading something, or you start watching something, whether it's YouTube videos, whether it's doing your own research. You don't need to know everything. I mean, to be honest with you, being humans, we're all novices. Even the people that have these things that say they're masters of certain things, they're still human. They still don't know everything. And when you sit there feeling like you know everything, that's when you stop learning. We're also creatures of habit, so for some of you there might be this thing where you guys have habits where you automatically shut down your ideas, especially if they seem silly. For you guys, it would actually be very beneficial to just allow yourself to feel those silly thoughts. Allow yourself to maybe jump out and do some of those silly thoughts. Camping in your backyard would be a random one. But for others of you, just laying outside and looking at the stars at night, if you can see them where you are. Maybe, that could be part of the light thing. Maybe getting that light constellation thing that can be in your room, so you, even if you can't see the stars outside, you can see them in your room. I mean, like, have a planetarium in your room. But there's so much here where you can just light up. You guys are all about some light. You guys can just light up and light up your surroundings. If you can't have fire in your house, I can't have fire in my house. I gotta do everything outside, because smoke alarm city in here. But find ways to explore areas of yourself that you might feel have no purpose, no place, because in reality you're turning away from those things because of society, when in reality you have gifts, you have all of these things in there that your curious nature wants you to try, because you'll actually be good at it. And it's a really strange feeling to have this, but at the same time, when you allow yourself to move forward, and when you finally start accepting these things about yourself, things flow a lot more quickly, and you get more ideas, you get more truth about what you really love. And if you're in a place where you feel like there's nothing for you and you're not happy, it's almost like you start learning why does this make me unhappy, and it's because it's going against what this pure place in you is saying is actually happy. I mean, if you can't remember, think back to when you were a kid. Like, were you digging in the dirt trying to find things? Were you running around playing with sticks, climbing trees? It's like playing video games, reading. Everyone is so different. Drawing, painting. And it's like you can mix these things. You can do creative things. Like, I know it's like, I'm an adult, I don't want to go and play out in this thing, but go out in the rain, play, make faces in the mud, draw your name in the mud. Just do a bunch of silly things and see what starts opening you up, because you're ready to do this. It's just that block there is saying it's a waste of time. That's the only thing that's in the way, when your personal happiness is not a waste of time. So let's see what this next card is. We have Gateways of Light, Infinite. I have unlimited access to the divine mind. Now, some of you might actually have lost this spark because of a relationship. Now, this relationship seems very karmic, but it's also one where you learned a lot about yourself. It's also one that could have directly impacted your confidence on a lot of levels. Or it could be that you're meeting someone or going to meet someone, currently know someone, whatever it is, that is going to help you see something that you didn't really want to look at before, something that you kind of pushed away because it's very vulnerable, and it's knowledge about yourself that you feel either you weren't ready for it, or you felt like bearing this information to anybody, trusting the information to anybody, would lead to your demise. Or possibly you've already done this, so it's like opening up this wound again is something you don't want to go into. And it's buried underneath that, this curiosity to want to try something again. This is also realizing that if something was toxic, is toxic, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are with it, things are trying to mend, whether that's you having a reconciliation with someone. Obviously, I don't condone you getting with someone that hurts you, in any facet. Especially with all this energy right now, it's really good, not really good, it's really easy to go back to something that feels comfortable because you know it, instead of doing something that brings you out of your comfort zone. But it's just that very thing is what's going to heal you. It's what's going to make you more confident and curious about what's going on around you, instead of you pushing it away. It could also be for some of you that you're diving head on into work and pushing away any love interests purely for the fact of you have a wall up. You don't want to allow anyone in because you feel like it's going to stop your progress. For some of you, that could be the truth, where it's like, this is your time to shine, you're doing what you want, you're happy, and if you are, then realize love will come when it's supposed to, not when it's being forced on you. And if someone can't respect that, then they're not respecting your boundaries to start with, no matter how flattering or annoying it could be for someone to keep pestering you. You don't have to give in to pestering, and obviously that is a huge disrespect to your boundaries if you're like, I need space and we're just friends. This could also be a friends with benefits thing, where someone's getting too attached. That's for a few of you. But if that's the case, state your boundaries and don't allow something to keep going if they're pushing past your boundaries, even if it is supposed to just be that you don't know what's going on the other side. But for a lot of you, there's creative projects you've been working on for a while. They're really gonna start generating an income, but you're probably gonna have to wait a few cycles because having this full moon back here, there is a full moon in like, is it like next week or the following week? I can't remember, but it's on the 24th. That is a Capricorn full moon, which, you know, ambitions, career, money, all that kind of stuff, so it would make sense with this. But at the same time, it could be that that's a starting point, and it's not going to be until that energy comes back around again towards the end of the year that you really see the fruits of your labor, depending on how long you've been looking at this or working at it. If you haven't started and you started, that's probably going to be around that time, so be gentle with yourself and just keep trying new things and seeing what you really like. So your other card, the Amazon Queen battle. I am a devoted warrior of the universe. So yeah, some of you quite literally are like, my space is my space. Don't encroach on my space, and you're like straight up willing to go to battle for yourself. Others of you, this is trying to show you that it is okay to set boundaries, because some of you might feel guilty about these boundaries, but being a devoted warrior of the universe is being a devoted warrior for yourself, because each of us are our own universes inside. So going to battle for yourself, putting up boundaries, is something where you're starting to protect yourself and feel secure and realize that you don't need someone else's approval. You don't need someone else telling you, hey, you're doing a great job, in order for you to step up and do things. Also, you guys are in this space, or the energy that would actually help you get in this space of being able to listen to critique, being able to listen to other people's opinions, and realize that, you know, if something resonates with you, or you feel like someone truly can help you, to go with your instincts on that. But you don't have to take everyone's opinion and everybody who gives you advice on what to do with your life. You don't have to try every single thing. Just because curiosity is a great thing doesn't mean you need to be burdened into the ground with other people's opinions. Being able to stand up and say, I love myself more than enough to know what I want. And there's something I do want to point out, because there are numbers on these cards. You have 24, 42, and 6, which 24 and 42 both reduce to 6. So you guys have a lot of 6 energy. This energy is Venus energy. It's very loving energy, creative energy. It's all about indulging in the senses, allowing yourself to be present, allowing yourself to create from a space that is love, and create from a space you love. This is also when you're thinking about the rulership here. Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is all about being comfortable, being secure, and financial security, again, coming in here if that's something you guys are worrying about. But it's like being able to make your environment something you love being in, something that really calms you, even if it's just your room. Like I said, if you put up a constellation thing and that like totally brings some peace to you and makes you excited, then by all means, it's like you make your space into what you need in order to feel happy. Even if it's just that one area, or maybe it's your closet, or maybe it's the whole backyard, whatever it is, take that space and make it your own. be bullheaded about it if you have to, because there's a lot of things about boundaries with you guys. But allow yourself to indulge, and it's like, give to yourself. Obviously, I'm not saying like spend beyond your means and go crazy, but it's like, do indulge in things, do things for yourself, especially if you're one of those people that sits there and just completely gives everything to somebody else. It is not selfish, or other people. It is not selfish to do something for yourself. It's not selfish to take time for yourself, because the other sign that is ruled by Venus is Libra, and it's the sign of others. So you guys can be very caring, open-hearted people, especially with your inner child being here. This is like being a very pure of heart person, being very giving, very loving. You guys definitely don't have to overextend yourself and drain yourself completely for other people. And if you put up boundaries and they try to step over it, that's showing you they don't respect you, like flat out. Like, don't second guess it. Intuitively, you probably already know if people are doing this, and you might feel guilty about putting up the boundaries, whether that's, you just decide not to answer calls all the time. You don't, I mean, it's not necessarily like you have to run and be like, get the hell out of my life, though some of you are probably in that stage already. And the confidence and the going to battle, especially currently at this time, even though this is timeless, Mars is in Leo, so it's like really going to bat for being able to express yourself, being the warrior of your dreams and your heart. And you guys really have that embodiment of the energy, or that's the energy that's really going to propel you forward. So let's get some tarot, and since this is all about play, I'm using the fairy tarot to get some messages. So you guys have the Ten of Summer, which is the Ten of Cups. And as we know, Ten of Cups is pretty awesome. This is a lot of emotional fulfillment. This is also dealing with children. Some of you may have children, and spending time with them will really open up your eyes a lot to things that you probably brushed off that were, oh, that's childish, and it'll help you see things different. There's a lot of wisdom in children because they're not really as caught up in society yet, especially younger. There's also this thing about, if you don't have it currently, there are people coming that you can trust. Or if you're around people and you're really feeling this sense of, I'm really happy with these people, they really like fill me up, they make me feel very happy, and you have that fear of them leaving, it's letting your walls down and being vulnerable and realizing they're not going to do that. Like, they're like your soul family. This whole energy feels like soul family here. Really playful soul family at that. So if you've been really putting up a wall with someone and feeling annoyed if they're upbeat and stuff, maybe sit back and be a little more objective and try to understand why it annoys you. And you might realize it's because they're kind of hitting on a part of you that you want to explore, and you might be feeling a little envious about, but if you open yourself up and have fun, they more than likely are going to have fun with you. Some of you, this is celebrations. You might be having birthdays come up soon, or it could just be celebrations in general. There's a lot of things happening right now. It could be get-togethers where you haven't seen people for a long time, not seen family for a long time, and just like a whole lot of coming together. And I mean, you guys are just getting people. You got the Three of Summer, which is Three of Cups energy, and once again, more celebrating. You guys are definitely in this mode over here where I mean, yeah, this is playing with your fire. You're getting a bunch of water energy, but it's saying play with your fire by allowing yourself to cool off. Some of you, it's just going and playing wherever, like if you have stream near you, beaches, whatever, it's allowing yourself to go and play. It is freaking hot where I am. It'd probably be a good idea if you're out here. But there's also news coming in, and like I said, some of you, if you're more open to receiving this information, that's what's going to help you be more present. And plus, this is a lot of intuition too with this water energy. It literally says on this card, announcements such as weddings, graduations, or births. So, once again, having children over here, maybe someone's pregnant. Maybe it could be you. But there's a lot of energy here of just childlike play, or being able to understand you can be open and vulnerable with these friends or these people that either are there or that are coming into your life, especially if they're lighting you up and making you want to explore things more instead of, like, you know, be super serious. But there's definitely, like, you guys are being sent the energy to help you open up through people. Like I said, here it really felt like you guys are putting up a wall and pushing things away very heavily. Okay, so this quite literally could be a relationship for some of you, because you literally get the Wheel and the Lovers coming out with this energy at the same time. Some of you have been waiting for a relationship, and this Wheel thing is saying fate's been spun and they're coming, pretty much. Like I said, you guys have two cards over here of a bunch of stuff coming, either that's already present with you and you don't see it, or that's literally coming into your life. This literally says a new car on it, which is kind of funny. Some of you might be getting a new car. But this right here is really talking about you guys coming into union, whether this is with another person or with yourself. Now, this is you finally making choices that come from your heart, that come from your inner child, because that is your purest form of your heart. For some of you that have been feeling really bad and under the weather, this could be you getting back into that feeling of, you know, having energy, being able to do things again that felt like you put off, or that you weren't able to have fun because everything was so surrounded by work. This is a whole lot of just people being around and you being happy, especially if you've been closed off by yourself. It's changing. The wheels of fate are spinning. It's changing. Some of you have been manifesting this and you've been wondering where the hell it is. Well, here it is. Also, the Lovers is 6. You guys once again got more 6 energy. This need to be vulnerable and create from a vulnerable heart space is what pulls this energy in. It's making the choice to do that. That brings this energy in. Also, some of you, just random good luck, blessings coming out of nowhere. This really seems like stuff's just kind of getting dropped and scattered everywhere. I don't really feel like all this is going to happen at one time, but this is definitely starting to get either sprinkled, scattered, thrown all over different areas of your life, because there's family, there's friends, there's relationships. If you guys have been feeling alone for a while and doing a lot of soul searching, this is just like, that's going to be changing really soon. People are going to want to be around you so much that it's going to shock you. And you guys get the Sun. This, obviously, you guys are getting some major arcana. This is going to be a big shift coming for you guys here. And also with this battling energy, you guys going to bat for your heart over here. And that's why this is changing. It's like you guys are really stepping into this energy of putting yourself as being important instead of downplaying yourselves. It's okay to be proud of things you've done. It's not, sometimes we need to be full of ourselves if we're usually always putting ourselves down and saying that we can't do anything right. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of people coming in here that are just like saying you're freaking awesome, like in all areas of your life over here. Also, if you're becoming a parent or you're already a parent, you could be getting a lot of recognition in that area. Or if you're having a career that deals with children, there's like recognition really showing up here. But it's like the more gratitude you guys have, this is just like, it just keeps going and going. It's like the wheel, it keeps spinning and spinning and bringing more and more. The more you guys open and play, the more stuff is just going to keep coming in, and it's going to become easier to trust. This energy right here is going to seem like a lot, but it's really happy you making a choice energy that's coming in after people kind of start coming around in your life. Some of you might even be reconciling with family. Especially if there were estranged relationships with people. But only if this is something you truly want. I can see that happening too. It's like rekindling a friendship with family instead of it just being like a, you know, this is a family member kind of thing. It's like being able to heal through that energy. Also, for those of you that are already in a relationship but you've been feeling in a funk, this is a bunch of new energy flying in for you guys, and having fun and being able to go back to that honeymoon phase, because people are always like, oh, you know, there's the honeymoon phase and then everything, you know, you can start a honeymoon phase whenever you want. And it seems like with this energy, if you guys are in a relationship, you definitely could get around friends that make you very excited. Then it starts your own thing where you want to go off and do stuff as a couple and have fun. Or it could be you're having fun with people out and you meet the person, because, you know, you're in this great energy over here. Maybe you're being celebrated at a party or something and you're noticed by your soulmate. All these major arcana for this group. We got the High Priestess also. So this is trust. Knowing, I mean, you guys got a lot of intuitive energy here, and this is like a huge shift for your life, especially with the wheel over here. It's like this energy comes in and then things change in a lot of ways. Happiness, just being in the middle of all this, being happy with trusting your intuition and realizing it brought you to the right place. This is also, even though you don't know everything, still allowing yourself to be happy, because it could be a thing that actually happens for you guys a lot, where you can't fully be happy because you don't know the outcome. And this is like the good starts rolling in and you're like, you know, letting go of that outcome was the best thing that could have happened, because hey, who cares if I don't know what's going to happen? It could be freaking awesome. And changing that mindset about, hey, whatever happens is going to be fun, it makes you have a different outlook. Even if things can be strenuous, if you can make it fun in some way, or surround yourself with people that help you see the silliness in some of the things, like how ridiculous some things are, it can really bring a new energy to a lot of stagnant things that you haven't been able to work through. And bottom of the deck is the Prince of Autumn. Like, quite literally, you guys could really be meeting somebody. Somebody you're meeting could actually be younger than you. But this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can be like a friend, things like that. Like I said, Soul Tribe is just all over here coming in and having fun. So whether you have a romantic thing that comes out of that or not, this is new energy coming in. But it's very dependable, trustworthy energy, and that's what's so important for you guys, because I feel like you've been burned so many times that you shut down, and that trust really isn't there. So now you're being able to trust, because a lot of people are showing you, hey, there are good humans, it's just you've kind of been drawing a lot of some crappy karmic humans, and you've worked through it, so now the good stuff is happening. If you're still working through the crappy karmic energy, just know, once you start allowing yourself to cut loose and have a little fun, that's going to start falling away, because that energy kind of gets icked out by people having fun, and it kind of goes on its own way by itself. And this is also about opening yourself up to a new energy of being kind and being compassionate. It could be how some of these things get reconciled over here is you have this different point of view, or someone else could change their point of view too. And it could bring this coming together because there's kindness and compassion being given in different situations, so it completely changes the outlook. But there's also this energy, like I said, some of you are major control freaks. You might have some Virgo energy going on in your chart. But, or Taurus. Taurus is very control oriented. But in Capricorn, it'll just keep getting Earth. You guys could have these things going on. But you're being shown that flowing is easier. And I mean, your whole thing is just flowing, having fun, creating a space where you can just relax. Because some of you just need some chill time, whether that's outside in your room. Like I said, this thing had a whole bunch of stuff saying just try all these different things depending on what really speaks to you. And it could be painting, music, just so many things, whether you sing or write. It could be quite literally just listening to music, all this celebration energy. Maybe you guys are going to a club. But there's just like a getting out of your box and doing something fun that like starts opening these things up for you. Now we're gonna get some from the Fairies Oracle over here. Like I said, I feel like fairies are all about some playing energy. So, oop, that just flipped straight out of there. You guys, if you're still sitting here, loud noise happening outside too. If you guys are still sitting here and possibly being very stubborn with this, because like I said, I felt earth energy. If you guys are being very stubborn with this and being like, I've done inner child work, or I feel like I've dealt with enough, or whatever it is, there is this inner child thing here where you guys are trying to push away. This is literally a fairy that's trying to remind you to take time to play. Literally, this what this card of fairy is doing is play. Literally, it says do something silly on this card, but stay safe. Obviously, if you guys are going through a bunch of celebrations, if you're getting tipsy, stay safe. But at the same time, allow yourself to have fun, allow yourself to giggle uncontrollably, allow yourself to look silly. Like, who cares if you're always the one that's supposed to look like you're in control or whatever. Allow yourself to have fun and be silly. Like I said before, what other people think honestly doesn't matter. If you're happy and having fun, that's what actually matters. Now, this card fell out for you guys, which is flourish. Like, this is just over. This is like, okay, so we're learning this, and people are coming in, and then it's getting more and more and more. Like, it's just growing, because flourish is like quite literally like abundance. This is also this learning from this energy and being able to choose. Once again, this lover's energy too is making a choice for yourself. This is also being able to see, because things are changing, just what areas of your life would benefit most from you, like the sun energy, just throwing some light on it. Also, like I said before, there's compassion and kindness with other people. So this could be you quite literally throwing light on other people's stuff, which wakes them up and changes your relationship with them completely. So there's definitely a lot of energy here that once you work past this thing of feeling like you need to look a certain way or you need to behave a certain way, and you just allow yourself to enjoy no matter what that looks like, it's like things really just start opening up for you guys. You release a lot of karma by doing this. Some of you might actually be healing karmic ties or things with family where things were just so heavy that playing is quite literally what you have to do to heal it. And I mean, the sun is very playful energy. Very creative and fun energy. Some of you are definitely going to be getting over some blocks and being able to create again if that's what you've been feeling. We got shine from within. So you guys really have a bright light. I mean, you got this shine on top of the sun. Also, this high priestess energy is like, you know the depths. You've been there, you understand things, but then you're also starting to learn that, like I said before, you don't need to know anything except the fact that on the inside you're happy. And that's when the light is really shining, is when you're happy. Accepting yourself, accepting the truth of who you are, and not being ashamed. And once again, there's this energy of beauty here, that Venus energy. You guys either have a lot of Venus, Taurus, Libra going on, or a lot of Earth going on, because this is like what's happening over here. You guys are being shown flow with it, allow it, receive it, because it's yours. If people compliment you, take the compliment. Be silly, have fun. Accept the fact that your fun isn't going to look like anyone else's fun, because some of you, maybe your fun is freaking weird. Like, and other people are like, what the hell? I'm telling you, if people watch me doing my weird, having fun with burning things out in the back, I'm not saying lighting the art on fire by any means, but, like, you know, I got a little burner rose thing, and I stick herbs in it, and I just like how it smells and doing stuff out there. It doesn't always have to be like this intense spiritual experience. You can have fun with things, and then that opens you up because you're not viewing it as this super serious thing. And I think that's what hinders a lot of people from wanting to try things, is like, I gotta take it super serious. If your intention behind it is to have fun and learn, then that's the intention behind it. You're not putting crazy crap out there. And that's what starts opening you up, instead of feeling like you need to bury things. And this group, you guys are starting to crack me up. That 3 of Cups with 3 people dancing around, and then you got 3 people dancing around with magical blessings as your bottom of the deck energy. This is a lot about whatever you guys have been going through. You're being blessed. I mean, obviously, if we haven't seen that popping up already, but you guys have been through a lot. It's your time for blessings. However, they're sprinkled in, dropped in, loot crated in. It's like, whatever it is, you guys are coming into this, and the thing is, you guys are going to be so grateful, you're going to want to share it, and that in turn just brings more back to you. So let's get some final messages. This is my deck, Soul Speak. So let's go ahead and get some final messages for you guys. Okay. Call your power back. That, this definitely sits with, because one, the oranges and reds and all that stuff is lower chakras, like I was talking about. But it's like being secure in the fact that it's yours, having fun with that power, because everyone, I think, has a connotation, you're calling your power back, you're having to do this crazy strong whatever thing with it. You can call back your power, especially with this inner child energy. Call back the power of your silliness. Call back the power of laughter. Call back the power of creating things. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like when you're a kid, if you're doing some art, you sit there and think you're freaking Picasso, and you don't even know who Picasso is, and you're creating these works of art that are getting, like, recognized by you. Who cares about what anybody else says? It's like when you create it, you're in a happy space. That's what this is taking back your happy space and doing what you want with it, because that's a lot of power you guys are having laying dormant in here. And we have bittersweet endings. Like I said, for some of you, there's reconciliation definitely coming through here because of things that happen. Some of you could really be mending things where you had messed up things in childhood. That also brings back power to yourself as well, because you're reclaiming that. Also, for those that have been healing through things and feeling like, you know, parts of you don't resonate anymore, and that can be very bittersweet. It can almost feel like the word just flew out of my head, but it's like feeling like losing your identity, because what you once identified with doesn't come with you into this energy. Of course, whatever still resonates with you, take it, because it's your choice to carry things with you. But just know that as much as it might hurt to leave certain things behind, whether these are old things that, you know, in the past were very beautiful things, but they changed. We all change. We all grow. Some things are meant to end. And just know that you learned and you grew in those things, and it made you into the beautiful person you are. And like I said, some of you, there's just karma ending, and you're going to be glad that, I mean, obviously the sweet part, you're going to be glad that's getting out of your life, but the bitter taste is the fact that you might be feeling like a failure because something ended, especially if it's a marriage. But the thing is, it might taste bitter because you're leaving something that's comfortable, but the sweetness is you flourishing in yourself, because your power is finally yours, instead of feeling like it's stuck behind a wall somewhere. Oh, those just flipped out. You guys got a lot of lower energy with you. You are safe, which is very root energy. And then you have express your sensuality. Like I said, some of you are going straight back to that honeymoon phase. But it's because you're starting to see that it's safe to do this. This is not saying unless you want to. Like I said, it's completely up to you. Some of you got that friends with benefits thing I was talking about earlier. This is in no way trying to tell you guys that you need to go run off and do things with a bunch of people. You can express your sensuality you know, by yourself. Obviously, I'm not gonna. Okay, you can do stuff by yourself. There's that. But there's also, you can express it through dance. You can move your body to different things. Like I said, music was coming out here too. This is also a 33, so more 6 energy, more loving your body. And when you can love your body, and also the sensuality could be you just expressing your preferences. It's like being bold and saying what you like. Feeling safe and comfortable in your skin. Even if some things end in their rocky, it's like this is also kind of a side message that things will work out. This 24 is also a 6. You guys, if you're seeing repeating 6s or any of the combinations of 2s and 4s, you guys, 3s, you just have this repeating energy. But when you're seeing this, it's telling you have fun, love yourself, express yourself. It's just like a whole thing where if you're trying to end something and you're feeling insecure, it's pretty much coming in and letting you know you're doing the right thing. Good job. It's like you guys have like a lot of cheerleader energy. I feel like your guides are very about trying to uplift you, because you guys feel you're like this warrior spirit that keeps fighting and fighting and fighting for things. But now you're being told have some fun. Like, play around. Some of you, some of you, that curiosity is you guys have some things you want to look into. And you've always been like, no, I'm not going to do. Look into it. Who freaking cares? Put incognito on your stuff if you're afraid of someone finding it. But it's like, just do things where it's like, realize you're safe to explore your sexuality too. Currently it is Pride Month. If you've been sitting here feeling like you've been suppressed by things, hey, there are so many people that will celebrate you. Obviously you could call in a bunch of friends if you finally want to talk about that kind of thing. But only do it if you're comfortable. By no means am I sitting here telling you need to go do something. But there is definitely tons of people that will accept you and celebrate you just as you are, no matter how this message can't talk. No matter how this message it's for you. Oh. Okay, guys. You're just gonna get a little bit of a call out here. This sidestepping energy is pretty much telling you guys, like, no excuses. Quit trying to skirt around the things that need to be done. Quit trying to skirt around the need to create boundaries. Also quit, what is it? It's almost like running from what you can see happening for you because it's good for you and you're afraid that you'll lose it. Some of you, this could be you running from a really healthy relationship because you're afraid that it's just gonna like leave you like other things have in your life. Like I said before at the beginning, that's not what's happening here. Also, this can be a lot about ignoring your intuition, like trying to like get around it by saying, oh, that doesn't make sense, or trying to make it logical. Like I said, I'm feeling some earth energy over here. Trying to get around the root of the problem. You guys have so much root energy here. Like, you literally have root, sacral, solar plexus, like, all over this thing. It's like trusting your intuition over here to know you have all of this inside you, and it's just waiting to go psh and, like, come out. Okay, I know that sounded kind of bad, but see, this is what I'm talking about. But then bottom of the deck, we have use your voice. Like I said, expressing. Some of you, it's really about saying honestly how you feel about things, instead of like skirting around the issue or trying to fluff it. Some of you, it's like, you know what? You need to step into that warrior and just say what you need to say and be on with it without worrying about the outcome. because you're safe. Like, you're being pushed in a direction that's good for you. So definitely, for, you know, learning how to play with your fire, which you guys seem to have a whole lot of fiery looking things over here, plus the sun card. Learning to play with that is literally you guys just giving up the thing where you guys need to feel like you need to have this tough exterior and just being silly. Or just saying something that is part of your identity that you've been hiding for such a long time, and realizing people are going to come in and celebrate it. Like, you're in a very safe place to do these things, and whatever or whoever does not respect your boundaries, instead of trying to find an excuse for it, realize, hey, some things need to go. But you'll be a lot happier because of it, because you're not going to be blocked anymore. You're going to be moving out of it. But that is what I have for my Amethyst group, the ones that chose the Star Temple Oracle. Some of you definitely like need to start speaking up and expressing yourself with all this tongue-tied things happening here. But just know you're worth it, and to have fun with it, and don't be too hard on yourself if you make some mistakes along the way, because learning how to express yourself, it takes some time, especially if you haven't done it. But yeah, I will see you guys soon. Still not sure when I'm fully coming back. Like I said, I'm flowing with things right now. But let me know if this resonates. Also, I do have a bunch of contests going on Instagram with different things. If you're already subscribed over here, if you want to comment something, just put a rose with it and it'll enter you. And I got contests, just I can't remember them. I think I got like 5 or 6 going right now. Go check it out, go have some fun, maybe win some stuff. But I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello to those of you that chose either the Pyrite or the Elle Oracle. We are going to be looking at how to play with your fire. So let's go ahead and get started with your energies and see what comes out. So first one we have out here is She Who Forgives. Elixir, remorse, guilt, and forgiveness. A lot of you are super hard on yourselves. Because even though I feel like you guys forgive others easier than you forgive yourselves, like you replay things, I think some of you take radical, what is that? I keep wanting to say radical forgiveness. I don't know if that's the right term or not, but that's the only thing that'll come out of my head. But some of you are taking that kind of energy a little too far and being, oh, it's radical acceptance. Okay, so we're just going to keep going with forgiveness here, but some of you might also be having some headaches and memory things, obviously, over here going on because you have all this on your mind. You guys forgive and forget with others a lot easier than yourselves, and it makes it to where you almost pigeonhole yourself into this feeling of not deserving, not being able to open up and receive, especially if people want to give you things, even if it's for your birthday. Some of you really are just like, this could stem from you feeling when people give you things that there's some kind of motive behind it. Some of you feel guilty because it's like, I can't give back as much as they give me without you realizing that you actually give a lot. You guys are very hard on yourselves here. And you guys have Geneva, which is she who radiates knowing, ambition, and confidence. You guys, there's a very stark difference between this energy right here, and for some reason my cloth is wanting to bundle up, and it's fine. But having this feeling of guilt and trying to turn it into confidence. This is walking out of that dark space into this light space. Now, some of you, I keep seeing this little thing over here is very interesting. I don't know what it is, and it's bugging me. But at the same time, I keep looking over here. Maybe it's a burner. Don't mind me. I have a little pyro kick going right now. But this right here is very about discovering your power and being able to walk with your head held high in this power. And she also kind of has this, like, do you really think I care kind of look on her face, because it's just like, I already know where I'm going. You can have your opinions, but I'm gonna keep going in that way. You guys might apologize a lot for trying to be authentic. You might feel it steps on people's toes. You guys shouldn't be made to feel guilty about having a bright light. If there are people doing that around you and you're constantly apologizing and trying to seek forgiveness for hurting someone's feelings, that's because they see in you what they are refusing to do. Now, this also is you forgiving yourself for stifling your creativity and making, this could be quite literally you making yourself feel like you're not worthy, having that internal dialogue where you're constantly repeating, like, I'm not good enough. Forgiving yourself for realizing that was a pattern and moving forward and shining. Because you guys have a lot of growth type energy here. You guys got Minara, which is she who waits. Patience, waiting, and determination. You guys got a lot of this energy here. Okay, she's wanting to chill like this, so she gets to chill like this. You guys need to not be afraid to take up space, because I feel like she like really wants to stand up. You guys need to not be afraid to take up space. And you guys are very patient people, and you're going through a transformation, and having this guilt of, some of you may be dimming yourselves because you feel guilty that you're growing and these others that you care about aren't moving as quickly as you are. Instead of waiting, they will grow at their pace. Realize that the only waiting you should be doing right now is giving yourself the space to heal, giving yourself the space to create, making sure you're waiting until you're ready to do something instead of someone pushing you into it. Forgiving yourself if you've been sleeping on yourself for a while and just not allowing yourself to do something because you're scared. Maybe you missed opportunities because you were scared. Realize that at that time you weren't ready, and you might be feeling ready now. Open yourself back up with this little butterfly right here and allow yourself to start having that light to shine, to grow, to do something different. Revisit things. There's so many flowers happening around here. Some of you definitely have a green thumb. Others of you butterflies are very symbolic of your guides coming in and really trying to get your attention. And then we have Abanalaka, she who battles, justice, fierce, and commitment. You guys are getting a lot of this, like, really staying true energy. Like, not giving up on yourself energy. But the thing is, I feel like you guys fight battles a lot more easily for others than you do for yourself. This is also this fierce energy. This is like, there's these things of looking at where you are now, and this fierce energy is like, I'm going this way. Like, I know where I'm going. She has this huge blade over here. Like, I dare someone to try me. Like how this over here is just kind of like, I'm not allowing your opinions to affect me like they used to. This is like, I'm gonna create a bridge forward. You guys have very fierce energy. Like, you're a force to be reckoned with, especially if people told you that, you know, if they tried to dim you and make you feel like you should feel guilty for having this energy. You guys, some of you have, okay, look, I know that every time you hear fierce, it does not mean you need to be a model, but seriously, some of you have aspirations, whether it's acting or modeling or just being the face of something, and you need to realize that you have a very distinct look that will get you noticed. You have a very distinct voice. There's something about you. There's a reason people try to dim you. It is literally because you really have this energy in you. Seeing justice here is reminding me of the justice card in tarot, where karma happens. And your karma's happening now. Like, you're moving out of this energy and you're starting to move into your fire. You're moving into that fierce energy, and it's like, you were patient, you waited. Some of you might have felt like you waited too long. It's not the case. New things are coming in to change what's been happening. And then you guys with waiting and hesitating, you have Mora, she who hesitates, ponder, delay, and confidence. Once again, more confidence energy. Fierce confidence energy happening over here. You guys, like I said, some of you are just being very hard on yourselves for not taking an opportunity that happened already. Feeling like it could have been the one, it could have been the thing that took off. Well, instead of being stuck in this energy of feeling guilty or feeling like, you know, regret and remorse and all these things, start getting into this feeling, because solar plexus is that confidence, this expressing the energy and the will to change something for your happiness. You might have thought about it a while, you might have waited, and felt like you missed out on something. If you commit yourself to this and you really start pushing yourself, if you're ready, there's a big thing here where you guys are allowed to make the choice of when you're ready, because that keeps coming back out. But realize that it is going to be out of your comfort zone. She's in full on yellow over here. That's solar plexus. Once you feel that confidence, some of you really need to go outside. Once again, there's like a lot of outside energy. But some of you are very scared of your own light because of feeling guilty. Either things that you turned down before, or because other people aren't on your level. If people are meant to get on your level. They will get there. They will show up eventually. You don't need to feel guilty about that. Your time to shine is now. Start allowing yourself to shine. And you guys got a trinity over here with she who unfolds, suave embrace, and self-care. Like I said, this is a whole lot about embracing your light over here. Realizing that you radiate this bright for a reason. Really owning it. It's literally is like swathing in it, which is like just slathering yourself. It's like, some of you, maybe a retreat, like a spa thing would be good. I know some of you probably are not into mud baths or mud thing, whatever those are. I've never had mine. I can't remember what they're called. But some of you, that might actually be something that you would like. Or you could do something that's very purifying. I mean, lay in a bath full of flowers. You guys have all this nature. Just do something that's more luxurious for yourself. Some self-care where you feel spruced up and like you're revitalizing things. And no, it is not silly to do these things. If you have crystals, obviously, I swear I don't have a problem, guys. But if you have crystals, plants, whatever it is, and you want to stick it all around your bathtub. If you don't have a bathtub and you got a shower, who's to say you can't stick stuff all over the place in your bathroom? It doesn't like have to be sitting in the shower with you. But just create a space where you can have fun in there. Some of you maybe sing in the shower, whatever you want to do. Dance all over your house. There's just things to open you guys up that have a lot more to do with making you feel like you're ready to do something and forgiving yourself for feeling like you might have missed out. Like, FMO is like a big thing with this group. And, ooh, I was about to say, you're never going to miss out on what is yours, and these all jumped out. Like I said, some of you seriously feel like you missed out on something. 3 of Winners, 3 of Swords energy. It's almost like this feeling of, I ruined it. That was my shot and I ruined it. You guys, this is not an Eminem song. It's not no one shot, one opportunity thing here. You guys have a lot of opportunities. This is past energy. Forgive yourself. Realize that what this did is show you exactly what you want, what you're go to battle, what you're willing to go to battle for. This is going to heal. This feeling of heartbreak over this loss of an opportunity will heal, and there are people around you that truly want to see you succeed. Some of you might be in a space where you're talking to the people that, you know, smush out your light, but some of you definitely have in your life people that really want to see you succeed. Talk to those people. Allow yourself to get the comfort and love from them that you deserve, instead of always being the one that gives this out until you're empty. Next thing we have is balance. This is temperance, which is very interesting for you guys. This is a lot of healing with temperance. This is also, you know, like the card literally says, it's balance. But with temperance, this is saying, like, you guys have this thing with reaching out to others, allowing comfort, allowing people's input. Like I said, some of you, your confidence gets really affected by what other people say. Some of you have been listening to people that are tearing you down for too long, and you actually have people in your life that want to build you up. But what would benefit you is looking at the viewpoints. I mean, there's a big difference between just straight up criticizing somebody over and over and over again and getting constructive criticism. Like, if someone straight up, you know, tells you, oh, you can't paint, your painting sucks, or like you shouldn't be an artist or whatever, as opposed to someone coming in and saying, you know, I used to struggle with this a lot, and especially like maybe it's line work that you struggle with, or maybe it's a certain art style you want to learn, and there's a friend of yours that does it and you're afraid to ask. They might really be happy to teach you because it's something that makes them happy. So don't be afraid to open up with that. This card literally says take your time. There's no need to rush. Like I said, you guys are able to take your time doing this. Some of you, the reason you're feeling like you can't play is because you're feeling like everything needs to be done now or you're gonna miss out. The FMO, guys. FMO for this group. It's all over the place. Then we have the King of Summer, which is the King of Cups. Very, okay, he wants to chill on here too. So, you guys, your cards just want to stand up. This King of Cups energy is someone, I mean, some of you it could be romance, but for others of you, this is just someone you can really trust. You guys are being told there's definitely someone around you you can trust. If it's not just like a group of people, if it's one person can make a world of difference. Especially when you're trying to get like an outside point of view on should I try this again, and it's someone that's really encouraging. They give amazing advice, and they will totally push you and say, hey, but they're understanding. These people or this person isn't going to be somebody that is like trying to shove you out into like this wolf's den and you're a sheep and you're like, oh my God, and like, no, this person is going to be over here like, you know, giving you some really heartfelt advice, things they possibly went through. They're probably a creative also, and they will give you these things and let you know, hey, you're not alone with struggling with these things. They might even introduce you to other people that have the same interests and create a broader circle for you and better understanding. You could also meet people from different cultures that really share your interests by opening yourself up. And it could really bring back that creativity that you might have like struck down because of the feeling of guilt of either a missed opportunity or having to leave behind others that aren't willing to either come with you on this level up journey, or just people that, you know, you could have cared about, but they honestly didn't care about your happiness because it wasn't useful to them. That can be a hard pill to swallow, but these energies, it's very warm, it's very loving, but it's also very mature. It's someone, possibly, this could be an older group of friends. It could be like specifically an older friend that either has a very water heavy chart or could have water in their big three, that really is just very kind and open and not afraid to talk about things because of their own life experiences. Or it could actually be a partner that you're with that really helps you see the other lighter side of things. And then the last card that jumped out right there was the Ace of Winter, which is the Ace of Swords, which is some very clear communication here. New ideas, just anything that comes up. It's like this is a big shift from being in this painful missed opportunity energy and coming into this, hey, there's a lot of new that can come in here now. There's also this thing, I'm feeling like networking, being able to talk about your ideas, then being accepted, you actually finally implementing some of these ideas that you felt would never work, and now it's being supported. It literally says here, don't be deterred by challenges, which I feel like that's what happened for a lot of you, is the challenges came up and you felt this isn't my path. When what it was trying to do is see how committed are you. You literally had like 2 or 3 cards that said committed or ambition or confidence. How committed are you to this? Like, how much do you love it? And that could be what some of this advice is that's given to you, is that, like, but you love this. Just because someone came in and told you you couldn't do it, or you got, turned away from a gig you really wanted. Your art wasn't accepted the way you wanted it to be. Whatever the case may be, that is a stepping stone. And you're allowed to have as many stepping stones as it takes. Thank you for the loud ass confirmation. But you're allowed to have as many stepping stones as it takes to get to where you need to go. I feel like this person is, or people, because this could be just very sweet, kind friend group over here, because this said reach out to others for comfort, and I feel like this energy is very comforting. They're either going to be showing up in your life, or they're there and you've been very shut down to it. But they're very central to you pulling yourself out of this energy and starting to make some steps forward. However slow that is, everyone's different. And you got Princess of Spring, which is the Page of Wands. This energy is very fun. Definitely a lot of creative, energetic energy. This is a reading about playing with your fire, and if anything, this card reminds me of literally playing with your fire. Going after your dreams, allowing your creativity to do whatever the hell it wants, being optimistic, enthusiastic again, being able to play. Some of you go swing on a flower swing like this chick is doing it. Some of you, maybe you're into photography, like, and taking like really cool like action shot pictures. Some of you might just like being photographed. Go out and have fun with it. There is definitely some creative energy around you that wants to go out and do these things with you. This is very mature energy too. You've worked at this for a while, and whoever wants to help you's worked at it for a while too. So it's not like it's going to be some kind of half-baked thing. You don't have to worry about that. You just have to be willing to fight for what makes you happy, instead of people telling you you need to roll over and feel sorry for stepping into this energy. And you guys got the Four of Winter, which is the Four of Swords. And this is like you guys having this pain. It's learning to realize you can rest. You don't have to carry this pain with you. Also, in this card, it literally says you can make a decision later. Some of you guys feel very forced to have to do something right now, and it's telling you you can wait. You can wait. There's so many cards here that are literally saying take your time, don't rush. It's like you guys are being told you can take your time to do this. This was a deep wound for a lot of you, so it's like taking your time to come out of that and heal it, and open up and be vulnerable and start sharing your ideas and your things you want to create with people because you trust them. Some of you, it's just take extra time to create, like have your space to yourself instead of like putting it out there constantly because you feel like you have to put content out. Allow yourself to withhold some things for yourself and just be proud of things you're creating. Some of you just literally need some time to yourself for meditation, or vacation, or just, I mean, you guys have so many seasons coming out over here wherever you are. There's just certain things where it's like some of you might be more happy to be out in cold weather, warm weather. spring weather, whatever it is, you guys are all about. Sorry about hitting the camera. My hand is like talking away over here behind the thing. I really talk with my hands. But this is you being devoted and having other people that are devoted to your happiness too, and learning to leave behind the people that honestly just want to burn you, or realize that a missed opportunity doesn't mean you can't go after your dreams and try something different. Sometimes trying something new is a lot more fun than what we were doing in the first place, and it's a lot more rewarding. So let's see what, oh, I'm just like, look at the back. This is the Fairies Oracle. So let's see, because like I said, fairies feel very playful to me, so let's see what messages they have for you guys. You guys have look in a book, but it's reversed. This is really making me think of not being so rigid. Some of you feel like if you can't find the research behind something, or you can't find the path, that it's not something you're supposed to do. When you guys you have pioneering energy, you have this going to bat for what you love energy, and the only way to do that is to look away from what other people have done and not compare yourself. Some of you, this is a big thing of comparison and being like, my idea is too much like this person's, I shouldn't do it. Everyone, there can be there can be tons of people that have the same idea and do the idea, but the way it's executed, because everyone is so different, is going to look different. So you comparing yourself, especially if you're comparing yourself to how like you missed out on an opportunity, especially if someone picked up that opportunity and it turned out really well, that was their opportunity that they were supposed to do. That's why they did it that way. You were meant to do something different. So, and that something different doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. And you know, I mean, if a 9 to 5 is your dream, I don't discriminate, but if it isn't your dream and that's what you're sitting in, start taking some time to move forward, to realize that you can let go of some of these things, because some of you guys, you might have affirmations, but you don't believe in them at all. It's more like you're like, the law of attraction should do something, and you're writing things down, but you're not feeling it. That is not going to help you. If anything, it'll make you feel worse. Some of you are trying to rush these things to come in, feeling like you're just going to keep missing out on more and more, and that's not true. Everything here is telling you guys you can slow down and take your time. You can take your sweet ass time. I gotta tell you, if this is a Taurus pile, you guys are going to love a Taurus pile, because you guys love taking your time. But this is really telling you, like, it's okay to slow down, it's okay to rework and revamp things. It's not set in stone over here. You can change whatever you want to, especially if it's creative. Like, allow yourself to play a little more with the creativity instead of feeling like it needs to be perfectly inside this box. And you guys have Flourish coming out reversed here. This is you guys not feeling worthy of what's trying to come in here, experiencing these setbacks, and like I said, it's going to be the people that help snap you out of this. For some of you, it's your guides trying to come in and snap you out of this, to be quite honest with you. But this Flourish energy is, you've worked for this, you deserve it. It's coming to you, but the more you push it away and say, I already missed out on the thing that was meant for me, the more this is just sitting here waiting for you to realize you didn't. You didn't miss out. It's back again. It's like, hey, like, it looks different, but it's the thing. For those of you that are looking for confirmation. these two came out together. Like I said, some of you definitely have your guides around you. You have this wisdom reverse, which really tells me you guys have a very hard time trusting yourself. Obviously, you guys feel like I'm just going to screw up another opportunity over here. Like, I can't really trust myself. The thing is, if you're really feeling this way, if you're feeling really stuck, this is a fairy deck that has a card coming out with angels in it too. So fairies and angels, guides, whatever it is, are like, hey, you feel stuck, chill with us. Take your time, meditate. Know we're here. Like, we're willing to help you open this up. We're willing to give you the sparkles and stuff that you need in order to clear this out, so that way you can start accepting what really is yours over here and radiating that, being confident in it, wanting to create in it and have fun with it, instead of feeling like I missed my chance to do that. It's just not going to happen. And then, okay, what is, you guys are very stubborn. The only thing that came up right is your guides over here saying ask for help. And this doesn't need to necessarily be only from them too. This can be from these people or person that's over here. Like I said, some of you are afraid to ask out of like being criticized, when in reality someone's going to be excited that you're interested in something they love too. And it's, you never know, it might be the opportunity that jumps off. Because you guys are really in this thing where it's like, my experiences don't equal wisdom, they just equal a bunch of failures, which isn't true. If anything, it's giving you more creative juice to use and have different perspectives with. And plus it gives you a lot more gratitude when things actually start picking up. Okay, so this one, Agate. This is my deck, Soul Speak, and I put this in here to kind of, this is one thing I made to grab people's attention, because obviously you see Agate and you're like, excuse me. But in this one, when I was randomly making the things, I realized afterwards that this really reminds me of a fairy. Like, literally dancing like through the trees over here, and this thing is just a whole bunch of fairies in this reading. But being told to hug a tree, this is almost like not taking yourself so seriously. Because this is what this feels like, is you guys took very freaking seriously and are not forgiving yourselves for missing out on this thing. Grounding, like understanding that you still have this moment, you still have more coming to you, you just have to bring yourself back to reality here instead of sitting in this mental space. And you have used your voice. Some of you, like I said, quite literally could have a very beautiful voice, and it could be singing. That it is for you. For others of you, it's just opening up and literally asking for help. Like, say that you need it, because these sweet people or person or guys, they're not going to step in and do something unless it's something you want, and you have to voice what you want. It's not just going to do this mystical pixie dust, even though there's tons of fairies over here, and just show up with you being extremely quiet about it. You got to start saying something. You got to send that message. You got to say that thing. You got to do something in order for it to start. Never settle. Like I said, some of you guys really sell yourself short, and you're thinking like, this is it for me. No. Big card in the middle. Never settle. You're meant to flourish. You have all these things. And just because it's taking you longer than some people, just because, you know, like this thing said, you don't need to rush. You guys, I mean, trees don't really move. This is pretty much another thing telling you, hug something that doesn't move. Like, really be present and take your time with creating what you want to create and doing what you want to do. And the people that care about you aren't going to rush you either. This is like, some of you might natally have retrogrades in your chart, so it takes you longer to do something. And that's not a bad thing. That means that you're meant to sit in those moments and just enjoy them instead of feeling like I can't create it fast enough, I can't do it at the speed, I can't fit the algorithm of, you know, this and that platform. It's like, create as much as you want, put it out when you want, hold it back when you want, do whatever. And don't settle for this energy of, I'm seeing a lot of threes for you guys too, so it could be this thing where, because you have the Three of Swords too, and I keep seeing threes, you guys could be seeing repeating threes when you feel like you're going back to that place and getting stuck there and you need the help. If you're seeing the threes, it's trying to snap you back to, like, hey, open up and say you need some help. Yeah, be vulnerable. I think I actually said that earlier. Being vulnerable isn't okay, we can focus. Okay. Or not. I'm just gonna do that so it's there we go. But being vulnerable isn't a weakness. It's actually a really big strength, and you have to be vulnerable in order to ask for help. Look, you guys are just being told to open up and actually say what you need, because there's people that want to support you and want to help you with what you need. Some of you just feel like you're a burden. Like I said, you're way too hard on yourselves. You have people that really care about you and want to help you. And these two both came out over here together, which is interesting because it's Fire Hazard and Hold Your Heart with Compassion. Having both of these come out is literally, especially with this energy of asking for help. Some of you have that issue with burning out instead of, like, you know, self-care. Like, you guys literally had things with self-care. Instead of taking care of yourself, you just burn out, and then you feel like you mess things up. Be more kind to yourself. Realize that you're always learning, that you're human. We're all human. No one knows all the answers. Someone might be super successful at something overnight, but that doesn't mean that you need to rush. You have so many cards here saying just breathe and take your time and do what makes you happy. Some of you, the reason that you can't find what makes you happy is because you're trying to rush it, when actually all you guys need to do is slow down. You just need to be happy with the pace at which you do things, instead of saying, I can't measure up because I can't do it at the pace that everyone else does. You're not supposed to be like everybody else. You're supposed to come along and release what you want when you want, as opposed to when people tell you to. You guys could have gotten a lot of career advice from people that are like, you need to do this before you're 20 something and this before you're 30, and you're sitting here feeling like, I haven't done any of these things, like I'm a complete screw up, when in reality you're not. The reason things keep burning out is because you're trying to push yourself into that box when you don't fit in a box. And like I said, we got have gratitude. You guys taking your time and being slow and just being grateful as things come. Being open, asking for help, realizing that people really do cherish you, and then the people that don't, like, you know, they can just go somewhere else. But you have a lot of people that cherish you, or at least one. And your guys, like, you guys have these things. You might feel like you don't, but it's because you're not speaking up and saying something. Be a warrior for yourself. If you need time and you need space, then by all means be like, hey, you're encroaching on me. It's like, however you want to say it. Just be like, you're in my space, you're in my bubble, I need my space in my bubble. You're pushing me, don't push me. I know when I need to do things, and I'll do it when I need to. Seriously, you guys have so many threes around here, and you guys have been working really hard at not giving up on things, and you guys are leveling up. It's just being kinder to yourself and realizing you didn't miss out on done what was meant for you. So don't settle. Don't do something that doesn't make you happy. Really express what makes you happy. And that's how you're going to get to where you need to go. And just remember to stay grateful the whole time. No matter what's going on, just stay grateful and realize it's happening in the pace that is good for you. You guys don't, in order to play with your fire, you just need to chill. It's like, as backwards as that is, it's like in order to play with your fire and let the passion come out, you guys just need to chill and let it just kind of slowly seep out. And ask for help when you need it. Like, don't be afraid to say, like, I really want this thing and I need help getting it. I don't understand how to start this. People want to help you, and the people that don't, then it's just showing you that they were just around you trying to make themselves feel better, and they can be on with themselves, so that way you can fully come into your energy and learn to play more and have fun. Because when you're not rushing yourselves, you guys can have a lot of fun and be very present, be indulgent. Like I said before, with like doing the different things where it's like your self-care is very indulgent. Don't be ashamed of that. Don't be ashamed of any part of you, because it's all beautiful. But that's what I have for my pyrites, the ones that chose the Elle. Oh, I said that wrong. Okay. Like, guys, but chose this oracle deck that I just butchered its poor name. But you guys definitely have everything you need. Just take your time. People don't need to be rushing you. You have your intuition, you know. But for those of you that don't know, I have like 5 or 6 contests going on Instagram right now. One of them is just being subscribed over here and putting a little rose in a comment. If you want to say how this resonated and just put a little rose, or just put a rose, it's like you get entered in the contest. So just check out what's going on over there. It's a bunch of giveaways, a bunch of crystals. So yeah, good luck to you guys. Take your time. Don't let people rush you. You got this. I will see you guys soon. Hello, those of you that chose the Spirit Quartz or the Dream Oracle. This is going to be your reading for how to play with your fire. So, let's get your energies. Oh, okay, your energies are just flying out over here. Okay, first just looking at the top of these cards, alien job music is making me think of like you guys being very creative with some music, but it being so funky that no one understands it, which is completely fine. Like, you guys, your way to play with your fire is to literally do weird shit and not care, and to make a job of the weird shit. You guys are some very upbeat energy, or at least when you're in this energy, it is very flowing. It's like you guys have these circles, like the world going. This is reminding me of the Two of Pentacles, this very balanced weird energy, but also it's like I feel like this is almost trying to pull away, because you guys want a career, whether that's writing, creating, singing, being in music videos, being the face of things. You guys wanting to do this stuff, you want to make a career. You're very serious about your creativity becoming a career, but it's weird. And you're like, do I need a niche? Do I need, how do I get support for this? Because I don't see anything like it. And on top of that, I feel like it's weird, or it's gonna weird people out, or it doesn't make sense. And it's like, for you guys, that does not matter. You guys wanting these energies and wanting to take control of your life and have fun while creating things is exactly how you open this up. No matter how weird other people think it is, no matter if you're dancing out in your yard or something, there's just very free energy here and creating a career around it. And my kitty screaming at the door for attention. But maybe some of you have animals that are very needy. But this card, this job card, is literally love what you do and do what you love. And in doing that, you're doing what makes you happy. Now, in this alien card, it says, accept that you're unrepeatable. Which means whatever you do, you're going to be the first at doing it. This is a spectacular phenomenon. Like, okay, so this is going to be a message for some of you. Some of you really downplay yourselves to the point that you make yourselves very small. You need to be a little full of yourselves to kind of bring yourself out of this feeling that you can't pursue this because no one's gonna like it. You need to get to that place where it's like everyone freaking loves it. And the thing is, that's gonna help change your inner dialogue, and you're gonna create more from a fun place and a place where you're fine with being different. You don't care how different it is. But the thing is, you're not trying to be something you're not. Okay, sorry. I don't know where my brain kind of stopped there because my kitty very randomly started climbing all over my stuff. That might also be things for you guys too, is you might get a lot of things pushing back or trying to stop you. You might have these inconveniences that happen more often than not where you're just like, why even keep pushing with it? Because it just seems like you're fighting an uphill battle. But the thing is, seeing the funny side of it is what would help you guys more. Like, seeing just how ridiculous it is. Like, because obviously my cat being super needy and being ridiculous, I could be sitting here being pissed, like, why are you all over my stuff? What are you doing? I'm just gonna stick you out of my room. But it's like, instead I'm laughing at it because she's so freaking cute. It's like, she's like a little kid, and it's like she just wants love and affection. And she's gonna climb all over my stuff because she knows I'm using it. So this is like the kind of thing with you guys, is that you're gonna keep hitting things that really annoy you when you're trying to do this because no one else has done it. You don't have any kind of roadmap to follow. If anything, your stuff's gonna be flowing all over the place. But dancing and going with it, you guys have a lot of dance and music and just creativity, like tons of it here. Some of you probably are already creatives and you're just holding stuff to yourself because you feel like it doesn't fit anywhere. Who cares if it doesn't fit anywhere? A lot of times some of the best things never fit anywhere. So when you're ready, allow yourself to just throw it out there. Make something where you can put it out there and don't have an expectation on it. You're doing it to open yourself up, not try to impress people. And then you guys have falling. I mean, this art on here is so pretty. But this is drop into the deep end of your soul. This is like, I mean, literally for you guys, it's just completely embracing that you're different. Completely embracing it. And this isn't necessarily saying you need to be forcing yourself to be weird and different, or trying to fit a mold of different. Your different might just be doing completely nothing as elaborate as other people, and just being with your face on something. Like it doesn't matter. Like whatever kind of thing. Like obviously I am extra over here with all this stuff, but I love this stuff. There's even more up here. But it's like I'm always trying different things. Like, do I like this? Do I like that? And like changing my mind. And that's fine. Some of you guys, it might be hard for you to hold down jobs because you change your mind, because you realize that once something that excited you doesn't excite you anymore, because it starts veering off this way that's like, that wasn't how I envisioned it. You guys are definitely visionaries. And you need something that flows and allows you to create. Sorry. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some tarot. This is the fairy tarot. Very playful tarot, since we're trying to get some of these playful energies. Prince of Spring. This is the Knight of Wands. Obviously, you guys, you're talented. You have charisma. If you're not feeling this way, this is how people see you. Believe it or not. Like, they see you as having someone, they see you as having someone, they see you as someone who is very passionate about what they do. You really have this confidence that comes out of you that other people pick up, even if you don't feel that way. People perceive you that way. You can have a fire rising and people just kind of naturally see you as being confident fire energy, even if you feel like you kind of shirk, because that's not really what's going on beneath the surface, because the rising is just what other people see. But you're a very charming person. You have a way with words. Some of you, your way with words can definitely translate into some music over here and be some really great music. Or just anything creative, writing, whatever it is. You guys have a way of translating very beautiful alien concepts into something people can understand. And it's almost like you can act on it right away. It's like you can just make it. Very talented. And you guys, like I said, you guys get thrown a lot of challenges. Like, it crops up. It's seeing your resilience is pretty much what it is. How much do you want this? Some of you guys have a lot of energy and get restless very easily. This, when it's channeled into creativity for you guys, is a beautiful thing, because it's almost like an endless well of it. Then you guys are going to keep getting knights. You got Prince of Summer coming out over here. Some of you definitely are starting to get the attention of other people, because this is making me think of suitors. This is also making me think of people, like, you know, around your age that are, you know, fun to hang out with. Like, some of them are a little dramatic, but it's a lot of fun. It's helping you to kind of get more into your energy, because, I mean, they accept how weird you are. They love it. But there's a lot about staying grounded. I mean, this fairy's riding off on a dandelion. Obviously, there's no ground going on down there. Great at great at going with the flow. You guys have been growing a lot. Great at going with the flow, but not necessarily keeping the feet on the ground to learn what's going on around you. There's also Some of you, whether it's an opportunity that comes in, that, because this is saying being swept off your feet, I'm seeing this a couple ways. This could be an opportunity that comes out of nowhere. Like I said, some of you really want to make a job out of this. Some of you are entrepreneurs and you really have been trying really hard to get noticed. There's definitely something that's going to come out of nowhere, possibly from communicating, talking with other people, you being charming, having a very captivating way of talking. People also might romanticize you as something that you're not, and it might feel kind of weird, but hey, you know, people are going to do what they're going to do. But the thing is, you might get caught up in a lot of emotions and like really flying by the seat of your pants. Just make sure you're staying grounded while this stuff's happening. It might be a lot. You might burn yourself out. Just like be excited and have fun with it, but at the same time try to live each moment instead of going what's happening next, what's happening next. Be like, this is happening now and it's freaking awesome. And that would be like the best thing for you guys. Also, the being swept off your feet can quite literally, with Knight of Wands and Knight of Cups being over here, it could be love. Very passionate, emotional love. Relationships, things like that. So some of you, your weird is attracting your weird person, and it's, or some of you are finding them through work if you've been really wanting that, and that's going to really ignite your fire with you know, a little something something over there. Some of you have been waiting on some sacral activation over here, and you're going to be getting it. Ooh. Okay. You guys got these. Oh my god, you guys are funny. You guys struggle a lot with going back and forth with stuff, because 3 of Summer is like friends, fun, all this great stuff, and being around people. This makes me think of introvert energy, to be quite honest with you, because it's almost like you go around tons of people with this 3 of Cups energy, you have tons of fun, and then all of a sudden you go 5 of Pentacles, which is like, I need to like pull away. I need some time by myself to recharge my batteries. It's also, some of you might feel when you're out doing things like this, you spend a little too much money and you have a little bit of regrets later. It's learning to ground yourself. Like I said, there's going to be a lot coming in. Make sure you're planning wisely with your money. Also, some of you might be in a job right now and wanting to just fly by the seat of your pants and leave it. Make sure you're financially secure before doing that. You could have people supporting you, but at the end of the day, you need a place to stay. So you can create while still being somewhere you don't necessarily see as being the be-all, end-all. But if it's paying the bills, be responsible, because I feel like you guys have a lot of creative, awesome energy, but with that comes responsibility also. So just make sure you're set up before you take the full-on plunge to quit things. But don't forget to have fun is like a big thing for you guys. And then you guys have Queen of Summer and 5 of Winter, which this is showing me you guys are some very loving people, very intuitive. You can pick up on people's energy, especially when they're being dishonest, and that really irritates you because you're just like, you know, be upfront with me and I'm cool. If you guys have done something where like your intuition told you go do this and you didn't listen and you made a choice that made you unhappy, realize you don't have to stay there. You can come back around and do something different. You're not like destined to that for the rest of your life. Like, you can come back and create something new. Like, listen to what you really want to do, because I feel like some of you, whatever it was, or wherever you may be, if that's the case, like if you're feeling stuck there and like you can't create, do little bits at a time. Like, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. because there's definitely something going on here that is not worth all your time and energy. You have way too much to give. This card even says taking care of others too much. Make sure you're taking care of yourself too, and you're not staying around people that are just there to, you know, make you spend your money and give you all these risky things to try that actually don't benefit you. Like, just be a little aware of that. And this is the Two of Autumn, and it literally says bring fun into everything you do. Exceptional talent for multitasking. Now, this does not mean okay, you guys can be talented at doing tons of stuff at one time, but that does not mean just because you're the jack of all trades that you do all the trades at one time, because you're going to burn yourself out. Also, I feel like some of you are dealing with people that take advantage of that are irresponsible, and this is you listening to your intuition and realizing, especially if you turn on music, and every time you turn on music around them, it's trying to, like, clairaudience is kicking in, and there's certain lines coming through in the song you're hearing about, hey, like, this ain't something you can trust over here. Start paying attention if you're not sure. And then bottom of the deck we have Eight of Wands energy, which this can be stressful because so many things are happening at one time. Like I said, you guys have a lot of fast energy that's coming in, and just because you can multitask does not mean that you need to push yourself into doing it. You can take things slowly. You don't have to, like, kill over doing things. But things are going to be changing very rapidly for you guys. A lot of new energy coming in, a lot of things changing very quickly, a lot of opportunities to network, but it's like really trusting that you intuitively know what's going on. Now, next deck I'm using is the Aries Oracle to see what other messages we have going on here. We got Wish Wisely. Like I said, you guys are like this multitasking kings and queens over here, but at the same time, you guys wanting all this stuff at one time can sometimes be a big burnout, and you don't want to get burnt out on the thing you love. Don't know why. Ooh, okay, we're just gonna leave that there, okay? You can get burnt out on the things you love, so sitting here and wishing for everything to hit you at one time, be careful, because you can end up burning yourself out and it won't be fun anymore. It's okay that things come in pieces. It's okay that a certain part of your life, a bunch rushes in and you have fun with that, and then once that starts grounding and slowing down, then something else comes. That is completely fine. Everything doesn't need to be this crazed climb the whole time. It's good to plateau and rest a little bit and then climb again. Be careful what you wish for. You guys have Wisdom being reversed over here. Some of you guys have a tough time listening to either advice or taking your own advice, for that matter. Some of you are probably really good at giving other people these words that help them out, but then you go and do the opposite, and it's kind of like you don't do as you say. Others of you, you have a lot of life experience and things, and the reason cycles keep repeating themselves, if you feel like it just keeps happening over and over, is because you keep not changing your patterns. Transformation. Let's change those patterns. Yeah, you guys don't need to sit there in this energy. This is making me think of Hangman energy, but it's like you've been sitting in it long enough. It's time to go through the process of growing from it. Some of you are manifesting like rapid things to happen. Like I said, you're manifesting fiends, okay? But just Like I said, just because you can multitask doesn't mean you need to bring everything at one time. This is also transforming your thought process, that it's okay for things to happen in stages. You know, there is stages of the butterfly. There's butterflies in here. It's like it goes into a cocoon for a bit before it like full bloom comes out into something else. And you have, I literally said you guys are manifestors, and you have manifestation coming out here. We're just going to confirm the fact that you guys wish wisely and manifest. You guys definitely have this energy. There's like no doubt here. Also, there's going to be people that tell you to doubt yourself with this. Some of you manifest directly through music. Some of you, if you sing your intentions, they're definitely going to fly in. There's something with your voice with this, especially having all this kind of air energy. If you put emotion into it, it's a very beautiful thing. And friendship. Like I said, you guys are definitely, and this has 3 people on it too, 3 of Cups energy down here. And this is saying everyone needs friends. Don't feel like you need to do it yourself, that you need to be the alien that no one understands. There's people, even if they don't understand, they're going to love it. And that is exactly what needs to be happening here. Seriously though, I keep getting the thing. You guys, if you've been manifesting tons of things at once, you might want to sit back and be like, okay, let's prioritize some of these so it all doesn't smack you and you get burnt out. So let's get some final messages. This is my Soul Speak deck, so let's see what comes out for final messages for you guys. Honor yourself first. Some of you are wishing for, like I said, a lot of stuff, but you're not putting where this is going to affect you into this manifestation. Like, how is it going to be draining on your body? Because you are in a physical body. Even though you have all of these ideas and things you want to do, you're in a physical body and you can burn out. Take care of yourself. Self-care. Don't give all your energy to everybody else and nothing to yourself. Okay, those... Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know how many times you guys need to be told that you manifest. You manifest. Manifest. Just everything you think you manifest, everything you say you manifest. If you're having fun, you manifest very quickly. And I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed that the more fun you're having, things just start snapping and falling into your life, and it's kind of scary at times. Also, you guys got 2 cards dealing with your intuition here, because your gifts are awakening and open your eye. Your eye is quite literally third eye. I made this card specifically for that. You guys are really, this wisdom thing, instead of relying on intellect, rely on intuition. You guys are really opening up to these things, and that's the beauty of this, is you guys are transforming. And there's no reason to shut yourself down. I mean, obviously, like I was saying, pace yourself. You guys are like on this thing where you can just create like a mad person. But as long as you're being true to what you want and you're honoring yourself, you don't have anything to worry about. And also remember to be grateful with this, have gratitude. Don't sit here and get things and start getting like so full of yourself that it's like, yeah, look at everything I have. I am a creative machine and I don't need nothing and all. You guys, remain grateful. Create a routine of being grateful. You guys are coming into a lot. I feel like some of you have already manifested a ton. Prioritize, guys. Really prioritize. Prioritize. Honor your boundaries. Some of you guys, I feel like you manifested friends. You manifested romantic relationships, jobs, opportunities, money. house, car, what. You guys just went on a manifesting spree. And to be honest with you, you need to start prioritizing. If something comes in, what would take priority over the other, and it has to be like a hearts thing. Sorry about hitting the camera. It has to be a hearts thing. So that, and your intuition isn't going to lead you astray in this. As long as it's something that's aligned with your heart and something that you really want to do, and it's something where you're taking care of yourself and not bleeding yourself dry, everything's going to be okay. It'll work out. Just make sure that these things that you've manifested, especially if it's people, that you set up boundaries to begin with, especially if they're new people, and showing that your energy is valuable, and they will, from the beginning, they're going to value your boundaries. You just need to set that up instead of just, you know, there's no rolling with the punches here. You guys have brought in a bunch of stuff, and now you got to prioritize and work with it. Just remain grateful, please. Like I said, you guys, and you're playing with, you're legit playing with your fire here. You're already playing with your fire. It's been ignited, it's flying, and if you're like, oh, nothing's coming in yet, chill out. Chill out, guys. It's coming in. Just like be more open to these things, be more aware of what's going on, be grateful, and things are going to start coming in. Once things start coming in, you guys got the 8 of Wands. There's some rapid ass energy here, especially with the Knight of Wands also, and all this manifesting energy. Just be grateful. Things will flow in. Prioritize yourself first, your energy, your well-being, your body. Prioritize that first and everything else after, because it's going to be there regardless. But have your boundaries. But that is everything I have for you guys. Feel free to check out my Instagram. I got like 5 or 6 contests going on over there. I know at least one of them is subscribing to me here, and, you know, just commenting on one of my videos that you like. Just make sure you leave a rose emoji, so I know you want to enter the contest. And the contests that I have over there are all a bunch of crystals. Just winning, obviously, I like crystals. So it's like, I'm spreading the joy by giving tons of crystals out to people. But I will see you guys soon, and take care of yourselves. Bye. Hello. So for those of you that chose the Work Your Light Oracle, or chose the Grape Agate, this is going to be your reading for how to play with your fire. So let's get into how to play with it. Okay, this is already going to be something. Let's get into how to play with your fire. Let's get your starting energies that you guys have going on here. Ooh. Okay, you guys got jumpers. So let me talk about this first. So we have Council of Light. This is just showing me your guides are like so heavily wanting to be present in this reading that it's a little ridiculous. They have probably been trying to get you to play with your fire for a while. There is so many representations of religions here as well, so there could be this thing where you guys have closed off to different cultures, and this is all about like you opening up and just learning and being curious and exploring things. This is also you realizing that your light is so unique in that you're falling into alignment with what is yours, with what your guides are trying to like gonna like push you off in the right direction for it, because it's like very subtle energy. They're not trying to like forcefully hand you a tower card, so to speak, but they're trying to kind of gently nudge you, saying, hey, you're getting closer and closer to it. But they're impatiently happy because they want to see you expand in this area. You got share your voice coming out here too. This is all about coming out of hiding, like just coming out, expressing yourself. They're over here like, who freaking cares if people don't like it? It needs to be heard, it needs to be seen. Where they're ready to shout it from the mountaintops. Whatever you guys have going on, this is feeling very healing, very spiritual. So some of you, the reason you might not be expressing this is you're afraid. Like I said, for some reason I was feeling a whole bunch of different cultural religions. Some of you may feel that there are people that aren't going to accept you. There are people you're going to lose because of coming out and expressing the fact that this is your truth, that, you know, your fire, your passion for what you want to do is this spiritual pursuit that doesn't align with anything that you've been taught either growing up or in your community. It's almost like feeling ostracized. And you have all this energy coming in saying, who freaking cares? Go have fun. Go play with these ideas and get comfortable with them because they're you. You shouldn't have to fear who you are. And you guys have break the chain and it came out reversed. This is interesting because it's making me really think, because some of you feel like you can't go this route without leaving everything behind, and it's not true. You guys, this energy, this learning, this curiosity, you guys can mold so much into understanding yourselves. You don't have to completely snap off anything. You can integrate it. Your spiritual beliefs can literally be a mishmash of whatever the hell you want. You don't have to break anything off in order for it to resonate with you. You can pick and choose whatever you want out of things, especially if your soul's like, hey, I feel really called to this, but I also want to do this, but they say I can't do that because this thing doesn't accept that. Who cares? This is your calling. This is what makes you happy. This is what lights you up. This is what gets you fiery and passionate, and it makes you want to talk about things. It's like, this is your inner truth trying to come out and say something. And this fear of how you will be judged for it is literally keeping you from experiencing your full potential. And bottom of the deck, you guys have Star Mother with how can you mother yourself. Like I said, for some of you, this can come from things you were taught when you were young and breaking away from that mold and being judged very harshly by your communities or your family. But if that's the case, be your own cheerleader. I mean, you should be your loudest cheerleader to begin with. But some of you are having to learn this the harsh way through isolation and through people not accepting you for who you are. People will either come around or they will just go. It's like you're people that understand. Like I said, this feels like a whole lot of people, not just like, you know, guides, even though your guides are here very heavy. Probably because you guys have been feeling very isolated. This is here to let you know that once you open up and express this, the people that are waiting, that understand and feel like you do, even if it's a little different, because it's a mishmash, there's very accepting people that want to come in and be a part of this. But it can't happen until you start opening up and being more free with it instead of trying to box yourself into, this is how I'm supposed to believe in things, this is how I'm supposed to follow things. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Fairy Tarot, because they're very playful cards, to get you some more messages. Okay, so you guys had two, oh, okay, so you guys had two jump out. You have Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor jumping out over here. With this Council of Light, your guides are wanting you to own it. Like, you're awesome. It's pretty much like, own how awesome you are. Own how unique you are. Also, some of you have not only have, because obviously you guys have your own unique outlook on your spirituality, but you also have your own unique style because of it. You might mix different cultures together in how you express yourself, but you might be, this might be for a few of you. Some of you might feel very guilty about appropriation because of how much people talk about it. But the thing is, you're paying homage to all of these cultures, and it's not like you're using it in that sense. You're using it because you connect to it spiritually. And that's a very beautiful thing. And it's not like you're taking things like you own everything. It's like you're very grateful. You're very humble also. So you guys aren't taking things for granted. The thing also is you guys have this really great energy of being able to change things into something else that they weren't before. Obviously you guys are already doing that with your spirituality and your looks, but it's like you guys can take things that others might deem ugly and make them beautiful, or in the very least digestible. This could even go for cooking. Maybe some of you guys are really good at fixing people's messed up dishes. But this also speaks of an opportunity, and this is a really good opportunity because this is someone coming in. Like I said, there's definitely this feeling of people coming in. This might be one or two people, or it might be the same person, but someone's coming in to help you in this sense, to help you with integrating things, help you with the confidence that comes with integrating it and speaking on it. You guys are meant to express these things. You're also meant to lead others. You have a presence, but it's not an overbearing presence. It's a very kind, compassionate presence, but it's also, it has this leadership quality to it that people want to follow you because you're showing that you can embrace all of these things and it be authentic to you, instead of people being like, oh, you're double dipping or whatever. It's like you're showing that by owning and having grace with how you treat cultures, that we're all human and that we all can experience spirituality on so many different realms. Like, you guys are very and if you're not in this energy and you're afraid of it, have time to yourself to become more comfortable, because the more comfortable you are, and be more lighthearted with yourself, like allow yourself to play around and have fun. It's not being disrespectful to have fun with learning what you believe in and learning what your gifts are and what you connect to. You in no way are going around and telling people what to do. You're just learning who you are. And you have to be curious. You have to go and learn things in order to do this. So there really isn't any other way around it except for experience to understand what it is that's really true and dear to you. You guys, this is Four of Swords. You guys are like, I'm freaking exhausted. This right here, especially with this coming out of your cave, some of you are very, if the Hermit comes out here, I'm gonna laugh, but you guys really need your time. Like I said, some of you really, and fours, if you guys are seeing repeating fours, that's also a sign here that you're not giving up control by resting. You don't have to constantly be doing things in order to be in control of your life. You can make decisions later. You can take time for self-care and taking care of yourself. You don't need the full-blown run out of the cave and express everything at one time. You can do things in steps. Like I said, take your time to yourself. Meditate. Sleep more. Some of you just need sleep. And even though these are very big energies, it doesn't mean that you have to constantly be on go with these energies. You can slow down and rest as you need it, especially if some of you have health conditions and you feel guilty for having to slow down and take breaks. Your health comes first. Because if you don't take the breaks, if you don't take care of yourself, then there isn't going to be any of you to even go into this. And your routine with taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually comes before what everyone else needs. Because you won't be able to give anything, especially of substance, if you're completely scattered and feeling like you're lost in your mind and full of like all of this intrusive thought kind of energy. I was trying to think of the word. And we have Six of Autumn, which is Six of Pentacles energy. This is definitely bringing out some good news. All this good that you do for other people, that you guys create a lot of good karma. Maybe some random drops of money coming to you also. But this is going back to this Queen of Pentacles energy. This person that's coming in and giving you this opportunity, that's helping you create your dreams, could actually be someone that invests in you. Whether it's investing or it's someone you trust that you might get a sum of money from that you'll pay back after you've really established yourself. Make sure you take time to think on these things, but this is someone that you can trust with it. This is how you build your empire, is through the trust and realizing that things come full circle. And you got Queen of Winter, so you guys got a lot of helpful people here, and these are mature people. These aren't like, these are mature energies. You have very established, and you also have very honest. So very self-sufficient energy. This could be someone teaching you how to run your business, teaching you how to let go of the things like the hindrances, helping you clear up misconceptions. This is someone who's very career oriented, so also very funny, great sense of humor. So you guys have these qualities, but you're also attracting people with these qualities. So realize, like I was saying with this break the chain energy, you don't have to get rid of things or tell yourself you can't have these things integrated. Like, you're going to be coming into your own, as well as meeting people that really really find you interesting. And that's why they want to invest their time, their resources, and all these things into you, because they see your potential and they really like where it's going. And bottom of the deck, you guys have Temperance with some balance coming out here, which is talking about, you know, take the advice that's coming in. These obviously are some very great people. They have great knowledge. They're going to come in with advice, trying to help you, because they see your strong suits, and in them you admire them too, because it's like you're wanting to get to that level, but in your own way, and they see that, and they're not going to push who they are on you. So if someone's doing that and being controlling, that's not them. That's kind of like a telltale sign there, if they're trying to push on you what they think you should be doing. This is more of like giving advice, because they've been through similar things, and just telling you what works for them and allowing you to do things in your own way. They're not going to push you beyond your limits, but make sure that you have boundaries, make sure that you state them up front, and they'll respect them. Be very honest, very upfront. You have some feminine energies here, but there's going to be a strong masculine energy. Obviously, it doesn't matter gender, this is more energy that's coming through here, but you definitely have three very prominent energies showing up here, very strong personalities. And like I said, you guys can embody these traits, but at the same time, since you're embodying and you're learning these traits, you're going to attract these kind of people that want to help you. But you can take your time. Like I said, there's this thing where, like, take care of yourself, self-care. I mean, it says take your time on the Temperance card. Don't rush yourself into doing something if you feel uncomfortable. So this is the Fairies Oracle that we're going to use to get some more messages. We have Stargazing reversed over here. Okay. Some of you are blocking off your own magic out of fear. Others of you have talents that you're not exploring because you feel like it takes from too many things, and that it's like you don't understand how it's being put together like it is. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys it's pure intuition. Go with it. It is right. Others of you, you're getting freaked out by all the downloads you're getting, and you're trying to shut down because you feel like you're losing control a little bit. Like I said, you guys have a lot of very spiritual energy around you right now. Also, some of you just need to take a break and go outside and calm down. Whether it's daytime, nighttime, it doesn't matter. Stargazing is just going outside and being in the moment and not thinking about anything. Just grounding yourself. Whether you're just laying there and you take a nap outside, just make sure you're in the shade so you don't get a sunburn. But it's just like you guys being able to realize that you can do these things without putting all this pressure on yourself about how it needs to look while you're doing it. It can be messy as hell. It does not need to be perfect. Like, you're learning. You guys have abundance reverse. You guys are really in this fear mode right now. That's why it's like you guys are scared of these things. You're afraid of the attention that will come if you say something about this too. It's a block to you getting all your stuff, especially if people are coming in and very interested in what you do and you're like, I don't feel comfortable saying anything. You guys are your own hindrance here. Allow yourself the time that you need. This is no means saying that you guys need to rush out and do things before you're ready. This is saying that the reason things might be stopped or you might feel kind of blocked off is because you need to be ready. You need to be accepting of how you feel and accepting of your own personal magic and spirituality in order for things to come in the way that you're envisioning it and the way that's right for you. Divine orchestration was on this card over here. You guys have purpose, but purpose comes from you knowing yourself and knowing all these spiritual sides of you that people can have a practice that they have their entire lives and they completely identify with it and it's their whole thing and they're completely happy. Some people, they go through and they find something and then they're good. You're gonna keep evolving. You're gonna keep pulling in all these cultures and you're gonna keep learning and adding, and the thing is there's gonna be no end to your learning. And that's a beautiful thing. That means it's gonna be messy. Your spirituality is messy. Play in it. Don't be afraid to take it less seriously and play in it, because this is you discovering yourself. I mean, I'll go ahead and tell you guys. I had a lot of trauma growing up, and I stayed away from spirituality because of what I grew up in and not wanting to repeat things that happened to me. Now, I have a lot of fears around practicing spirituality for that reason. It's taken me time to get to this point, to get to where I'm comfortable, like around crystals and all these things. Even though I'm naturally pulled to them, it's like I had this fear. I recently started burning herbs, which I was scared to death of doing. Not because of potentially what could happen, but because of what I had in my mind of who that connected to, like that action of burning things connected to. And I had to realize that I am not that person and I am separate from that person. And I'm doing it because it's my own beliefs and I'm learning to have fun with it. I might not even, well, I might be manifesting things, manifesting joy over there, but it's like I'm throwing in herbs, I'm liking how it smells, I'm having fun with it, and I'm not sitting there necessarily trying to manifest the world. I'm just like learning to enjoy the moment and like be aware that there's stuff burning in front of me instead of like getting so wrapped up in things needing to be perfect or following a ritual or something like that. I do what feels comfortable. I'll bring some crystals with me. I'll sit out there in the daytime. I'll sit out in the nighttime. Randomly burn different things. Random stuff happens to me while I'm doing it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But it's like, you know, it's like a learning process. And it's like I'm learning more about myself, and then things are coming up to help me heal through things, and I'm understanding why I ran from it, and it makes a lot of sense. Sometimes through playing around with things, you realize why you run from it. Because instead of being serious and like, the only way I can deal with this is if I'm crying and in a dark place, sometimes playing through things that scare the shit out of you can actually be what's needed, and it helps you break the cycle of being scared. And then instead of breaking off completely from it, which I did, I completely broke off from what I grew up in, when actually deep down in my core there were parts of that that resonated with me, even though a lot of it didn't, and I didn't want to have anything to do with it. But now I'm integrating things in that come from my own intuition, which is important for you guys. You have intuition that will lead you in the direction you need to go. And there's people that will come in helping you go in the direction you need to go. You just need to be open to it. And by no means am I saying this great thing. I'm still playing out there learning shit. So I am still in the process of understanding. Now, usually if New Beginnings was reversed, I'd be like, you guys are stuck. But every time I'm seeing these things like break the chain being reversed and new beginnings being reversed, this is telling me you guys can go back and revisit and get in touch with integrating things that you once feared or that you thought went against everything or that you were told were bad. It's like you don't have to start something completely new. You can integrate a bunch of things together. You can learn new things, but then it's like you're forming something that's already there, which is your truth. Now, this wait for winter is, there's a few things with this. For one, it could quite literally be, it might take you guys until like the colder months wherever you are. It might already be cold where you are, but it might take you guys until the colder months to really start coming into your own and starting to really accept this. Don't put a time limit on yourself. This literally says wait on there. So some of you, yes, allow yourself to wait, allow yourself to rest. You had the Four of Swords. Realize that you're integrating things slowly so that you understand yourself too. This isn't just like this thing where you're trying to make things work for other people. This is you understanding yourself, and self-discovery takes time. This is also, if you guys are manifesting things, you might start seeing things around the colder months, or you might start being able to pull them in by being more receptive, because with winter energy, when things kind of close up and hibernate, it reminds me of the womb and the darkness where things are created. So being in feminine energy and being receptive to what is happening is what will open you up. Being receptive to learning in a messy way, to getting abundance in ways that are unconventional. Because it's not going to look like everybody else's. You guys are going to be going through these transformations over and over again, trying to understand what abundance looks like to you, what magic looks like to you, what your spirituality is with all these things combining together. But don't put a time limit on yourself. If it takes a while, like this could be, it takes a while. Maybe you got to sleep on it. Four of Swords, you got to hibernate on it. Maybe having all these things is saying, like, allow yourself time to rest and don't get so wrapped up in it that you end up shoving it away from you, because it's already there. And you guys, bottom of the deck, you have Tree Wisdom, and this is reversed. For me, this is making me think you guys have a lot of internalized wisdom that you haven't learned to trust yet because you're still afraid of it. Like I said, you guys have very strong intuition, you have strong gifts, very strong spiritual gifts, but you guys have a fear for some reason dealing with either growing up in something or being afraid of stepping on other people's toes. Like I said, you don't gotta broadcast it all over the internet. This is personal to you. And when the time is right, and when you've cultivated the confidence of knowing this is you and this is your truth, you are going to have the right people in your life in order to make it a career or do whatever you want with it, because it's there and it's your foundation, and that's the most important thing for you guys. So I'm going to use my deck, Soul Speak, for some final messages for you guys. Okay, so very interesting to have here. Plus there's two master numbers with 33 and 44. But we have express your sensuality and honor your boundaries. Now, some of you might feel this is very conflicting because it's, I feel like some of you, there was a lot of early childhood trauma. But what this is saying, like, this express your sensuality is, don't be so serious about this. For some of you, this sensuality is you trying to understand your own sensuality, what you're attracted to, being comfortable in your body, like what is your truth about what you want to do with your body. Some of you just, you know, might want to do things that are really out of the ordinary where you come from. Like, say if it's conservative and you want to do something where you're sexualizing your body, it's like people can say certain things, but the thing is your boundaries are what's important. Like, you're not doing anything you don't want to do. You're doing things that you're confident in and that are important to you. And that really comes from you having this comfort and healing possibly what was stuck on you. You guys definitely have a lot of working through fear and healing, but it's through not being as serious. Obviously your boundaries should be more serious and people should listen to those, especially if they're coming in and talking their mess and you're like, you need to back up out of my space. By all means, have those boundaries. But with expression, be more free. Allow yourself to play in things. I know that sounds wrong, but allow yourself to be a little more free-flowing with things. So that way you could try things out. Your guys' cards are just jumping. We have hold your heart with compassion, which I think is very sweet for this group, because obviously you guys are very hard on yourself for not understanding. You probably hear people talking about, man, they have it all together, they know exactly what they believe, what they're practicing, blah blah blah. It's like, be kinder and more compassionate towards yourself and realize that you're growing. And the reason your growth is taking so long is there's integration happening. You have to keep learning and integrating in order to understand yourself, and it's piecemealing together. So take rest in between, especially those of you that do have health conditions. This could be speaking of heart issues, stress, anxiety, and things like that. Be kinder to yourself and realize that it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. What matters is that you're taking care of yourself. And you have true success comes when you only care what you think. And what this is saying here is your success is yours alone. Like, literally, like, you integrating things is you caring what you think and having that foundation and knowing what you actually feel. And it's a lot of hard work, but other people's opinions aren't your belief system. Your belief system is what connects to you, what connects to your heart, what connects to your sensuality, what creates healthy boundaries, what makes you feel successful and happy. That is what your spirituality is, no matter how much mishmash melting pot thing you got going on over here. But you take your time creating this. Don't be rushed into it. Self-love. Definitely self-love for you guys. Honestly, I think a big part of your spirituality should be self-love with all this thing going in here, because you guys, self-love is you learning to lighten up and to have more fun with what you're learning about yourself, instead of looking at yourself like, what's wrong with me? It's like, it's more of, hey, this thing makes me happy. And it's kind of like this thing, so I want to learn about this thing. It's being curious and having fun with it instead of like putting all these barriers on yourself and saying, I can't do that. It's like you loving yourself comes in the form of creating boundaries against people knocking you down and honoring what you want and being compassionate to yourself. It also comes with taking care of your body, because that keeps coming up. I feel like some of you really pour yourselves out way too much, and you need to take some of that back. And bottom, I'm telling you, your guides are funny. I told you at the very beginning of this reading they were here heavy. They just want to let you know they never left. They were here the whole reading. They're still here, in case you guys wanted to know. They're still here. They never leave. They're always around you. But also, a big thing for you guys, what never left is your truth. Your beliefs never left. They're just buried, and you're digging them out and integrating them in a way that makes you happy. What's true for you will never leave you. And I think I'm gonna leave it at that note. That's what I have for you guys. Speaking of self-love, I do have a self-love giveaway happening on Instagram. Maybe you guys might want to go enter that. It's pretty easy. It's like a lot of rose quartz stuff. But I'm doing like 5 or 6 giveaways over there with tons of crystals and things like that. There's even one with just being subscribed and putting a rose comment on your favorite video enters you in another one. But yeah, check those out, especially if you guys are starting to get into crystals. I mean, I'm just going to be doing a whole bunch of giveaways with stuff because I like doing it. But I will see you guys soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.